Hey guys, today I'm here with a comparison video using the Anastasia Beverly Hills contour kit and the Kat Von D Shade and Light contour palette. I've had these both in my collection for a few months and I've got to experiment and play with them both enough that I feel like I am ready to do a comparison video. Now from a makeup addict's point of view, I say you need them both, but on a realistic level, I know most people can't afford them or just want one palette in their collection, which is totally understandable. So on this side of my face, I've used the Kat Von D palette, and on this side of my face, I've used the Anastasia Beverly Hills. So what I'm gonna do is first do a demo on how I apply the products. Now I had already set my face before using the products, but I just touched up with the light colors in the palettes. But I'll do the demo first and then I'll get into the talking points. Okay, so first up I'm going in with the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette, and I'm going to go on this side of my face. What I like to do is mix these two together, and if I'm really tanned I will mix this one. And I just like to take my fake NARS Ita brush and just run that along my jawline there and then blend it up. And then just take some on my forehead, just in circular motions, and bring it down the sides of my face. And then just my jawline as well. Did I say jawline here? I meant cheekbone. I think I said jawline. And I just draw the line and then I just blend it down there. And then I want it a little bit more defined. So I'll just go back in until I'm happy with how it looks. And just blend it up. So no contour to contour. Makes such a difference, doesn't it? Then what I'm gonna do is take this lighter color and take it underneath there. And also underneath my eyes. I'm gonna take a little bit of the yellow color as well. The banana powder. I'll just brighten up that area. For the video's sake, I'm going to take a little bit of the darker color, tap it off. It's a little bit dark for me today. You guys are probably like, whoa. Then I like to use the Models Prefer Shadow and Concealer brush. Again, take a mix of the two colors, tap off the excess, and just go in on my nose, just really lightly. You definitely don't want to take too much product with any of these to start off with. You want to go in lightly and build up the product. And then I just kind of like to blend it down my nose and go around the edges and then just come in underneath. It's hard doing only one side though. And then I usually take a lighter shade and run it down the center of my nose, which just helps to blend it all out and again highlight the nose. Now going in with the Anastasia palette, I like to take the more bronze shade first. And then I usually like to take a mix of the two colors. This one here is very, very ashy, kind of purpley toned. And then this one here is very cool toned. I don't take too much of the ashy toned color. I also take more of this one in the middle. And tap off. And then essentially just do the same thing. So just draw that line underneath the cheekbone and then just blend it up. And again on the forehead. And underneath the jawline as well. Then I like to take the middle shade on the same brush and use that to contour my nose. And the light shade down the center. Taking this brush and I'm going to take the light shade, pop it underneath there. This one is a lot more pigmented than the other, I feel. And it just like shows up a lot more, but maybe not in necessarily a good way. Then I'm mixing these two here, so the banana powder and the light colored powder, just to brighten up that area there. I usually like to go over, whenever I do contour, just with a really fluffy brush, just to make sure it's all blended. Okay, so now that we've finished the demo, I'll talk through each palette. As you can see, the packaging, the Anastasia one is a lot smaller, meaning it's quite handy to travel with. This one's a little bit more bulky. They're both black. They both get really dirty. I don't know if this is a valid point, but they both have magnetic kind of like holds on them, which is pretty standard with palettes. The Anastasia one does not have a mirror, but the Kat Von D one does. I know mine is very dirty. So looking at the contour kits themselves, they do look quite different. You can see the Kat Von D has shapes of rectangles, and then the Anastasia palette has small circles. For convenience sake, I much prefer the Kat Von D, being totally honest. As you would have seen, I do use the Ita brush, and it doesn't quite fit perfectly. It's a bit big for this palette, whereas it fits really, really nicely in the Kat Von D ones. It looks like you get a lot less product in this palette. It's pretty much the same amount of product, it's just distributed differently. I don't know if I'm speaking for everyone, but I know that I use the contour shades a lot more than the highlighting shades in both palettes. In the Anastasia palette, we have 6 shades and they all have 0.011 ounces in each pan. The good thing about these ones are they are refillable. If you do run out, you can purchase new ones. I think they're $14 US from the Anastasia Beverly Hills site. I don't think you can get them anywhere else in Australia, so just keep that in mind. With the Kat Von D palette, we have 3 shades up the top, which are the highlighting shades, 0.08 ounces, and then the shades down the bottom are 0.016 ounces. I don't know what that is in grams or anything like that. I'm really sorry. The shade range in both palettes is quite different. You do, on the first row, have a light, really light color and then a banana powder, and then the third shade in the Anastasia is actually a highlight color. The Kat Von D has a peach toned color. I personally get more use out of the highlight shade than the peachy color in the Kat Von D palette. I think I've used the peachy color maybe like once or twice, and I don't know, it didn't really make a difference, good or bad, to my makeup, so I've never really used it again. And then in the Anastasia palette, down in the contour shades, we have the color Java, which is a mocha color, Fawn, which is tawny, and Havana, which is warm russet. Typically, I use these 2 shades more so than the third shade in the contour kit. I use this one to kind of like bronze up the face a little bit more. Up here we have vanilla, banana, and sand. So over to the Kat Von D contour colors. I typically use these 2 colors at the bottom. This one here is a more ashy kind of color, and then this one here is quite cool toned, and then this one here is really, really dark. I barely use that one, only a smidge if I'm quite tan. Obviously you would have seen me use a tiny bit in the demo, and my contour is very, very strong today. Very strong. Okay, so let's talk price point. We have the Anastasia Beverly Hills selling at sephora.com.au for $70, and we have the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette selling for $64. $70 is a lot of money for a palette, but even eyeshadow palettes are $70, $80 in Australia. I did have a quick look on the Sephora site, and it says that this one is $46 compared to $40, which is odd that the price is like switched around for Australia and the US. I don't know why that is. So overall, the palettes, what do I think of them? I prefer the pan shape of the Kat Von D, and I actually prefer just using these 2 colors. I feel like I can get a really nice finish with those 2 colors, and then if I want to use these ones, I can as well to set that under eye area. I have taken this one away with me many times. And as for the Anastasia palette, I feel like the colors, while they're a really good range, I feel like that they're a little bit harder to blend into each other, and you have to kind of layer them up, which takes a little bit longer. I'm sure a lot of professional makeup artists love this palette because they can really take their time in sculpting someone's face with the correct colors, but just for everyday use, I find this one a lot more convenient, especially with the pan size and everything like that. Travel wise, I have always taken this one. I haven't taken the Anastasia one just because even though it would fit a lot better, I just prefer this one. I know that when I went to actually purchase this one, the lady at Sephora talked me into the Kat Von D, and I was really happy with my purchase. I did eventually want to try this one out. I did purchase it several months later after I had tried this one, and like, I mean, I do love both of them, and I feel like you can't really go wrong with either of them, to be honest, so that probably isn't helpful. But my personal preference is the Kat Von Von D Shade and Light palette. Anyway, that wraps up my comparison video between the two palettes. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Have you tried both palettes? What do you think of them? Which one is your favorite? I would love to know. Leave me a comment down below. And thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye. Hey guys, I finished my makeup. I used the new Anastasia palette. Well, like I said that before, but this is how it turned out. And now I'm going to ruin my lips. These are all the melted matte liquid lipsticks that we got from Too Faced. I've never done a lip swatch video